Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the final installment of the Water Invitational post draft review with captains. Today, I'm here with our last captain to talk with captain of Sunbear squad, AlbinoSunBear. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. This isn't going to be a live, like immediate post draft reaction. This is being recorded the day after. So now that you've had a night to sleep on it and all that kind of stuff, what is your kind of initial reaction to your team, and how do you feel about it?
I feel good about my team. I got the first two picks that I wanted to. The whole reason I picked seventh in the draft was to get my two picks that I got, and then my latter two I knew were going to be a little down the wayside since I got bottom picks, but I'm still happy with the picks I got. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with what I ended up getting as my team.
Very nice. And then what was your drafting philosophy? You said you got the two people you wanted, right? Why was that the kind of goal to draft Colin and Ryan?
Well, I knew that I was gonna get Ryan pretty much immediately because Louis was gonna pick Stro, and then I knew Jake was more than likely gonna pick Boom since they played together on a team. So I knew that Ryan was gonna fall down to me since none of the other Masters top players could pick him. And then I figured that I wanted to pick Colin because I played with him a long time. I have good synergy with him. He's a good vibe to have on my team, and he's also one of the stronger supports in the tournament where I feel the support pool is a little more limited. So I thought it was pretty important to have a good support and a good top side.
Alrighty. So now, like I said earlier, you've had a night to think of it, right? And you have all the teams in front of you.
Mhm.
Where do you see your team kind of in the pecking order, right? Is it from 1 to 7? Where do you think you guys are going to slot in after the best of one phase?
I could see us being like top three, probably, like maybe third.
Third, is there like who do you think you're going to be in contention with?
I think the best team on paper that I'm looking at is probably going to be Oral's team.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I mean, he basically has three Masters players, or at least high diamond Masters players, which is pretty wild. Um, and then other than that, uh, I think, I think Water's team is also pretty good. So I think it'll probably be Oral's team, Water's team, and I think we'll be third, more than likely.
Okay, so I'm assuming based off of that response that they would be one of your two teams to win the tournament. If you weren't going to pick yourself, right? Would it be one of those two teams that you expect to win the tournament, or is there somebody else that you think might prevail in a longer best of series as opposed to best of ones?
If I'm going off of pure gut, I would probably just say Oral's team, just because I think they have the most evenly spread um, players in all the roles. They also have a lot of experience like playing in comp settings and just more serious leagues. So I think they don't have the issue of playing together with new teams. And even their weakest player, which is probably their jungler, I mean, he just won last split, so he's
Okay,
not a slouch himself.
fair enough. Now we've talked a lot about the top end. You think your team is going to be at the top end. Now, if you were to pick a team to go home at the end of the best of one phase, as one will, what team do you think or suspect might be going home first?
Uh, mm, I looking at the teams, I would probably go Zen team because I don't think they're bad players. I know Zen is a really good player. I played with him when DT1 and when he was my jungler, when he was my sub jungler. I've played with Kaz before. I know Kaz is really good. I just don't really know much about Alouette and Gumi and Uglar. There's like is the big question mark on the team. I know Gumi's going back to playing top more seriously now, and and then Uglar. I'm not too sure how he's gonna play with Kaz in the bot lanes. Just a lot of questions on the individual players, how they'll play one or the other.
Fair enough. I do believe Cerberus has been kind of the seemingly kind of consensus uh, bottom pick. I'm surprised there wasn't a little bit more of Stroh's E-Daters kind of in that conversation, but I guess everybody has a little bit of faith in maybe Stroh just 1v9ing some games, as
Mhm.
opposed to Zen, who I think is kind of also in the same boat that it like in the quality of carry job that will need to occur right, in the expectation of the player.
Mhm.
And so, with all like the kind of team stuff out of the way, personally for you, Albino, have you really gone in depth and looked at the next season, right? Because everything's going to be played on the new season, on the new patch in the new year.
Mhm.
Is there anything that really stands out to you? Have you done much testing or research on the new patch to see what you might feel like playing and bring some ideas to the team?
I mean, yeah, I've played a couple of times on the PvE, and I watch the content, whether it be streams or YouTube videos or something on the new season. So I have a general idea of how the new season's gonna pan out. If they don't change anything right now, I think top lane and AD carry are gonna be really strong roles next season. Uh, all the changes they made to the gold and the leveling system for top and AD carry, I think they're gonna be really accelerated compared to the rest of the map. I think jungle and support maybe a little less undervalued, but I think they got some good changes. I do think mid probably got the weakest of the changes
Mm-hmm.
overall. I think mid is going to be a much more supportive role next season. Nothing changes. I do think there's going to be a couple of outliers. Like I think Rise was really good on the PvE. Certain assassins, because the new assassin items have been really strong in the PvE. So I think there's going to be a couple of outliers, but for the most part, I think it's going to be a more supportive mid lane meta, going back to the carries and the top lane and the AD carry.
All right, fair enough. And so you said when you were making your team, there's a lot of familiarity with a couple of like the first, at least your first couple picks. And
Mm.
so, with that being said, do you think your team is going to be really cohesive in that regard? Do you think you have an identity that you want to play through, or is it something that you'll have to develop over time in the time between now and the start of week one?
Uh, I have a, I, I think I have a pretty good idea of how our team is going to play out and what the roles of every player is going to be. I've played with I've played with pretty much everyone here before in some capacity, except for Robin. I know Colin has played with Robin before, so I'm sure that they won't have any issues playing together either.
All right, fair enough. And with that, our interview comes to a close. But I will give you the floor to give us any smack talk or maybe bold claims you'd like to make pre-tournament to kind of plant your flag in the sand.
Uh, I don't know if I have any like direct smack talk. I don't really want to go too crazy at the start. I hope everyone has fun in the tournament. If I'm gonna smack talk anyone, maybe I'll smack talk Indigo a little bit. Me and him have been having a little back and forth ever since we beat him last season, and he keeps saying he's gonna come and attack me this season. So I'd like to see him come and try to take his revenge for last season, and I hope he doesn't lose to a plat player again.
Well, uh, of course, Albina, you like to play to competition level. Hopefully, we see that in your matchup against Wizards of the Coast and Captain Indigo. With that all being said, thank you, Albino, for the interview. That is going to be all for tonight. I hope everybody has enjoyed this Captain interview segment that has gone live. Hopefully, it gives you guys a little bit to chow on in between now and the tournament. Hopefully, there's a little bit more content in between now and the official tournament start. But with that being said, thank you everybody for listening and have a good night.